Little bit of trouble getting this game to be recognized by my video streaming software. So I'm just trying to make sure that we are actually live and that what is showing is the game itself. And it is hooray, hooray, hooray. It looks like we are ready to roll here. Okay, the sound is good. I've got it going. I try to watch chat, you guys. I miss it all the time. So if you leave something, I will try to respond, but I do miss it a lot. Now this is the Sims. I almost said The Sims. It says SimCity 4. SimCity 4. It's a 20-year-old game. It's been 20 years since it was released in 2003, and it's one of my favorites. It's one of my big all-time favorites. SimCity actually got me. We're going to start a new city because I see the clouds moving in. The clouds there on the side, they move in and cover everything up when you don't kind of get your shit together and pick out a city, right? So we're going to play this city. We're going to go ahead and jump on in here. So I can talk for a little bit. SimCity was my first big game, I would say. Well, maybe Zelda, but after Zelda, SimCity on the Super Nintendo, the original SimCity on Super Nintendo, my Super Nintendo console. And I loved it so much, I would sit there and play it literally all day long. From the moment I got up on Saturday morning until I went to bed at night, playing that game every spare moment. Now, this, of course, is SimCity 4, so this is the fourth iteration. Came out in 2003. In the meantime, you had SimCity 2000, SimCity 3000, and then SimCity 4. SimCity 4 was the last good Sims game, right? I think we can pretty safely, or SimCity game, not Sims, SimCity game. It was 10 more years before they would release SimCity 2013. And that was kind of an abject failure in a lot of ways. It really was not very good. Now, okay, let's take a look at what we've got here. We have a huge map. We'll pull out a little bit here. We have this gigantic map. And what I'm going to do is I've got this on easy mode. I'm going to play as I would have played in the old days. I'm going to set up this huge city. A lot of times I would just go through, set up this massive city, turn it on high speed, and watch it run. The other thing we're going to look at, once we kind of get our city going a little bit, we're going to look at being able to, you could grab a sim and kind of create it, sort of. I mean, not like in The Sims, but really for the time, it was kind of like in The Sims. Sims was a lot more simple back then as far as sim creation went. So you would create a sim, you could drop them into a house in our city coming up, right? And they would, you could send them to different places in the city, and they would kind of tell you how they felt about things, tell you how they felt about the city, about where they lived, stuff like that. I'm going to get a drink of water here. Now, let's jump in. We're going to start by building roads. Again, this is what I would have done from the start. I usually didn't mess with any of the terrain stuff that much. You can go through, you can make hills. I see right here, like you can make hills. Ta-da! You can make hills. You could make valleys, all sorts of different sort of land formations. I'm kind of going to probably wish I had not done that, but I did. And then you could put trees. See, you put trees all over it. Actually, the trees are really nice, right? Totally dig the trees. And so you can put trees all over it. And we're going to go here. Let's see. That's for matching up two city boundaries because they are right up against each other. They do kind of affect each other a little bit. You can create connections to the city next to your cities, next to your city. Kind of impacts manufacturing and commercial sort of development. We have naturally disasters. You can select a disaster if you want, right? Now, I really want to flatten this out. Is this a flatten? Yeah. So can we do that? Can we flatten it? Let me see here. There we go. I think that flattened it back out. And I don't know how to get rid of the blue screen, you guys. Let me take a look here. What have I got? What did I do? I don't know what I did. Let's go here. Turned it off. Now it's back on. Did I cover everything with water? No, don't establish this new city. Did I cover everything with water? Is that what I did? Surely not. What was that button? Lower terrain. Oh, lower terrain level. Oh, maybe I did. Maybe I screwed up. Sure. But come on. I might have to start all over. It's been a little while since I've played this, you guys. It's been a little while. A long while, in fact. Now, this is... What did I do? What did I do? Okay. Except... Oh, it is water. So I think I screwed up right off the bat. Okay, so... What am I going to do with this? I don't know what I'm going to do with this. It might be, okay, did that fix it? Kinda. I didn't want to save that city though, that's for sure. I want to flatten it out. How do I flatten it out? I shouldn't have got started on this part. Let's see here. Should I leave it? How flat is it over here? It's flat over here. We could just start, well, no. You know what? Let's do this. We'll establish a city. But what we're really going to do is go back to, here we go. Exit to the region. Exit without saving. And we're going to trash that. We're going to delete that city. There we go. Okay. Whew, give me time. It's probably been like 15 years since I've played this, so we're going to start a new city now. We're not going to do anything with terrain tools. That's it. Leaving that alone for now. We're going to go right into our city. We're going to get this started. City name. We're going to call this Sterling Dale, right? Sterling Dale. Nice, lovely place to live. Mayor's name is Jason Sterling, Mayor of Sterlingdale. We're going to go with easy mode. We're going to go with easy mode, get a ton of money, right? That's really all easy, medium, and hard is. It's how much money you're going to start with. We're going to start with a ton of money to establish our first city here, because this is just going to be kind of like, let's take a look at what we've got going on and how I would have outlined this in 2003. Would have grabbed a road, right? Now, the big secret, of course, when you're starting with the old SimCity was you always put all your really dirty stuff like industry, power plants, stuff like that. You stick it on the edge of the map. That way, half the pollution was off the map and didn't affect your city, right? So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to run a connection to our neighbors, first of all, from our industrial area. All four squares here, all of this area will be like heavy duty industrial. It'll be like totally filthy, totally dirty. Now, what I usually did was create a pretty big buffer between my industrial zone and then my commercial and residential zones. So let's start. We're going to count this out. It conveniently has a grid. And most of my areas I did on a 9x9 sort of square. So 9 of these squares by 9. And that's something I did from the original SimCity. So it's like an original thing to the game. And put commercial in the middle, surrounded by residential, right? So let's count out. We're going to count out like 369 road. 369 road. Yeah, we're going to do 369 and then a road space, because we'll use this land later when we really need to develop it, even though it's close to the industrial area. When our city does get large and it does get full, people will live here a lot easier than you might imagine. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 actual road. We're going to put a road there. Now, a lot of times what I would do is create a 3x9 zone for what I called city services. So if I wanted to put in, like, say, maybe a police station or a fire department, something like that, I might stick that in that area, and it would act as something of a buffer to, again, to our industrial area. Because here in a little bit, once that area gets going, we're going to see some major amounts of pollution, in the meantime, though, let's go on down here. We're going to create our first residential section. We're going to create it here on the edge of the map. Now we have two ways to start this. We can go in here, kind of do 1, 2, 3, 4, and create our first 9 block here, 4 out from the edge, or we can put it right against the edge. Now in my head, mostly I would set it back from the edge, so let's set it back. So we got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then a space for our road, right? So that's our first kind of defined area. I gotta be a little careful zooming in and out. The controls are a little bit trickier. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So our next road, I'm gonna make a boulevard. Carries more traffic, right? Make sure I got that set up correct so I don't have to, delete any roads or anything. Let's see here. We might have to make this a little bit wider, a little bit longer. Grab our avenue. I called it a boulevard. It's actually called an avenue. And we'll draw this across like that, right? So we're going to take this road all the way down here to our industrial area. It's going to carry a lot of traffic. And then we're going to do this all the way around. So we're going to grab like some more of this road. We're going to create a massive kind of city center almost here. Let's draw this out. We have, again, 2, 4. Let me go a little bit closer so I can see this. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Put our road here. This is going to be, right here will be our commercial district in the middle of all this residential. So we'll go ahead and we'll run this down here to our industrial area. Now, the only way you can really do something like this is, of course, to start on easy mode. You can see we started with 500,000 simoleons, right? So if you were trying to seriously play this game, like say on hard mode, you could never start like this. It'd be a lot tougher. Hell, just building a power plant on hard mode is pretty tough. But we're going to go ahead and we'll extend our boulevard out quite a ways, like so. We'll grab this as well, extend it out. And we'll take this out a ways here. And you can kind of see where we're headed, right? We're going to go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we'll draw another section here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There. And we've got our first kind of city center. Now, one thing we can do is we can go through and just fill all of this up with zoning. I feel like in my head that's what I did do sometimes, but I also feel like in my head, like sometimes that didn't work. So what would happen is you would end up with a lot of empty space and nothing kind of developing, right? It's kind of what I think. But I can't remember for sure. So for right now, we're going to leave it as we have it and think about it. While we go ahead and add in a few more things here, we're going to add in our electrical plant. We're also going to add some connections to the city next door from kind of the, these roads will lead right to our commercial district here. Okay, and we could go ahead, we might wait, but we could, since we have so much money, we could go ahead and put in like, I don't know why I deleted that. I really don't need to. I mean, I guess because it's just kind of a tutorial right now. I want it to look nice and neat. In reality, you might also delete it because every piece of road you do have to pay maintenance on, even when you're not using it. So it does save a little bit of money to delete it. Another thing that you'll save money on is when you put in your power plant out here. Again, power plants are filthy unless it's wind energy early on. Wind is perfectly clean, but it's also very expensive. It's twice as expensive as natural gas. So it gives you an idea. And like natural gas, I think, is twice as expensive as coal, right? So natural gas is only moderate pollution, so that does help. Wind, of course, would be zero pollution, but like I said, it's very expensive. So what we're going to do is we are going to go with natural gas, and we are going to put it here, a little outside of our industrial zone, even though it does create more pollution than I ideally like. I'm going to hope like this is enough of a buffer that'll be okay. One thing we can also do, I mean, something, guess we don't have it anymore. No, don't want to do that. Don't want to do any of that. If from the start you have enough presence of mind, which I did not, I do believe if you plant like a lot of trees in the terrain mode, like say I'd put like a huge green belt of trees through here, maybe this whole area just covered. I do think that helps with pollution. I can't remember really from that far back, but I think it does. Now, what we're going to do too is with this particular version of SimCity, you do have to run power lines, right? So if there's not a road and there's not a zoned area, you do have to run power lines. So what we're going to do, we're going to put in some of our zoned areas. I always put high density building up against a road, like an avenue, right? I put a high density building there. We're going to do it like this and like this. One thing I don't like is you saw that how it auto places roads. I don't believe there's a way to turn that off, and I really don't like it. That's one thing I didn't like about this game back in the day, right? Was that it would do that and you couldn't turn it off. Put that there. We're going to build, put in some of our commercial here in the middle. Actually, I'm going to pause this. I didn't want to start yet. I want to wait and put in all of our zoning and just watch it take off like super fast. So we'll go through here. We'll put in a little bit more high density building here. Throw in along the edges back here. I think we'll put in some low density, right? Kind of on the edge of town. And I will let it auto place roads for the low density neighborhood. We'll do that. Now later I'll probably end up bulldozing those roads, like when the city really gets big and really gets going. And then out here, kind of, on this part, I would put more like medium density housing. And one thing we could do, although I hate to do it at the start because it's very expensive, and already we're going to take a look here. You can see already we have monthly expenses of $500. Now, part of that, right off the bat, we're going to change because we can go into our utilities here in this map. You can look at all these different monthly expenses or the monthly income, and you can change by and large most of it. So you can go into taxes, you can raise and lower taxes. In general, I leave that alone. Until my city gets really big and I'm making tons of money, then I'll lower taxes because that will continue growth. At the start, I tend not to mess with it too much. We also can do neighbor deals. There are no neighbor deals available. Business deals we can do. There's also the transportation department, and I believe that's going to be, I guess that's all transportation. I was thinking things like this where you'll get income if you have mass transit, right, or toll roads. You can also change road services and lower the amount you're spending on roads each month. I don't recommend it. It ends up usually being a bad idea. One thing that's a good idea, though, is go into utilities. Now, here's our power. You can see right now our funding's at full, and we're getting 3,000 megawatts of power. We only need 9 megawatts of power. So we're going to go ahead and lower our funding way down. We're going to lower it down even more, maybe to about like that. 254 megawatts of production, which is $68 a month. You can see right off the bat our monthly expenses drops quite a bit, right? Right. So let's accept that. What I would love to do is go ahead and put in a large park into this area. Typically, I'm going to put it here in the middle. So we'll show here, grab a park, let's grab a big park, something really nice for the citizens of our community, a nice flower garden here, right in the middle. And we'll go ahead and finish off. I'm going to put high density residential next to downtown and this part of the high density area. And we'll put medium density residential right here on the other side. Now that park ought to help that land value be pretty high. So even though the park's going to cost us $100 a month, hopefully it's going to boost land value enough that that is going to get somewhat offset. And we can even put, eventually we might put one here in the commercial district and then one maybe on this side as well. We'll see. Okay, so we're starting to get going here. Whoops, pulled out too much. We've got some of our districts set. We're going to go ahead and set a little more residential for first. Again, we're going to do high density residential because we're right by downtown and we're right up against an avenue. And then we're going to go out here and we're going to load up with some dirty ass high density industrial building, right? I really don't even want any roads in it. So let's do that. I mean, this is just going to be just pure like Batman, Gotham City, sort of dead. I call it the dead zone usually because it is so filthy and so dirty and so disgusting. You cannot imagine even a tree growing there. So that's what we're going to do with that. Now, the only other thing I can think of is maybe to go ahead, like I said, we might put water in from the start. We don't have to. But I do think, I don't know, I just think it's kind of a good idea and you're not kind of caught off guard. So we'll throw in some water. You do have to run pipes in this particular game. So we're going to run some pipes here. I usually run them along the road to kind of keep track of where I have them, right? So we'll run them here. We'll run them here. We'll take a look here in a minute and make sure that we're actually getting water to all of these areas because you've got to put pipes any place you really want water. Let's go maybe out to there, out to there, out to there. We don't really need to do that. We could do it like this, I think. We're going to see how this turns out here momentarily. Get our water going. And we'll go like this. Take it out here. Now, the only other thing I typically put in immediately is a fire department. Now, ideally, you want a fire department that covers your whole city. But I'm going to be honest. Let me pull it up here. In this particular game, when you put a fire department down, it has a zone. It has a range that it can reach. The large fire station, ooh, look, it's got a huge zone. It reaches everything, right? But it's also expensive. Now, we can go with a smaller one. How many engines? That has 2 engines. That has 1. But you can see its zone of coverage is a lot smaller. And most of your fire, let me just tell you, this is probably not going to be a surprise to anybody watching this. Most of your fire is going to be right out there in the industrial area. It constantly catches on fire. Like literally every time you turn around, something out there is on fire. So I'm going to put a large fire department here. And even though it's a lot of money, we're just going to hope that somehow all of this fills up so fast that It doesn't matter, right? It really doesn't matter. And in fact, let's go ahead. I do want to do kind of like I said, build all of this out and then just turn it on and see where it goes. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's pull up all of our zones here. I'm going to zone some more industrial. We'll see how much, taxes we start to bring in right off the bat. I try to leave a little bit of the commercial area here in the middle available for city services as well, because if we put a school in, we want the school to be right in the middle of the residential area so that its reach is broad enough to cover everything. So like I might leave this area for the school. I might leave this area for the mayor's house, maybe something like that. We'll get a mayor's house coming up where the mayor's house kind of boosts, values in that particular area, makes it more desirable. So let's go ahead and grab high density residential all along here. All along here. We're not really going to see a lot of high density residential at first. And normally, if you're playing, like I said, like not on easy mode, then you might want to consider not zoning high density because it is more expensive. The fact that we're on easy mode, though, I think that is, I think it's okay. I also think we'll go ahead and make all of this high density as well, since it's on an avenue. Go like this and like that. Okay, so let's pull up some medium density housing here for back here. You can see those roads being added in there. Really gets a little tedious. I don't really like that part of it. I wish that, you had the option of where you want to put roads, right? Right. This gets a little tedious, but I remember it back in the day as being a lot of fun. Like I love to go through, kind of just map out, right? These little sort of zoned areas. And I played all of the SimCity games for like hours on end, with the exception of SimCity 13. I played SimCity 13 some. Sorry about that. Again, the controls are a little bit different than today. I played SimCity 13 some. I did. And there were some good parts to it, but the maps were just way too small. And that caused it to kind of run out of just options too quick, I felt like. Like you just felt like, okay, well, I'm done with this city like in an hour. Something like this. This map is huge. This will take a while to fill up. And then you can just do so much with tinkering with it and doing stuff with it. And there's a lot of different sort of cities you can build with this. You can build like almost a purely agricultural type of city, which is a lot of fun, to try to do a farming community. Do. Throw in some more light, kind of light residential back here. Do. Pair with a little bit of medium residential here as we're closer to downtown. Okay. Now, all of these empty squares in the middle, ideally, in my ideal world where I have tons of money, hopefully sometime we get there, those will all have parks and things in the middle. So it'll help boost, kind of our land value throughout our city. Okay, so now we're pretty much set, right? Okay, yeah, I think this is set. This is all okay. Everything looks good. Everything should have power and water. So we're going to just turn it on. We're going to turn it on full blast, and we're going to see kind of how it starts to fill up. Fingers crossed, right? Okay, we're getting some development. We're getting some stuff come in. You can see people are moving in. Okay, he's losing it already. Yes, I will accept the mayor's house. Let me pause it again. So you can see, okay, now with the modern computer, 20 years later, this thing is flying, right? I mean, things are flying through. The time's really flying. I don't remember it being this fast before, naturally. But things are flying right through. We're going to go ahead and throw the mayor's house here by downtown. We're going to go in real quick. We're going to change our utilities. We're going to change our power. We're going to try to get it up to around 1,000 megawatts like that. We'll accept that. Now, right off the bat, our income and expenses are pretty close. We're doing pretty well. We're only about $50, running $50 short each month. By the time this is all done, hopefully that's going to change, right? While we're at it real quick, let's take a look at our water situation. Oh, shoot. Okay, so it's not pumping at all. I wonder why. Because it should be pumping water all these different areas. What is wrong with it, I wonder? Oh, no power at the moment. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, I know. I think I fixed it though, right? Let's double check it again and see if we did fix our utility problem there. Power, funding, capacity. Yes, all that looks good. Now, we need to look at water. Let's take a look at our water here and see, do we have... yeah, okay, so see, water's going to all of our different parts of our city. Even not really out here. We're going to have to run a line out here, maybe about that far. Now water's running out there. It says we need more residential and more industrial. That's pretty common in the early days of your city, that you're going to need lots of places for people to live and lots of places for people to work. Now, a really cool thing here, we're going to zoom in a little bit. We already have a major mansion, right, with this big, expensive estate here next to our garden. I will say real quick, now this is the funny thing about playing kind of retro games like this. In my memory, okay, in my thoughts, when I think back on this game, I remember the graphics is so stunning and so beautiful. And oh my God, they were like so realistic. And then it's like you go and play it 20 years later, you're like, yeah, this is pretty good. This looks okay. It does. It just kind of looks, now for 20 years old, it looks pretty good. But yeah, it never lives up to the memory, I feel like. And I've noticed that, like, with The Sims 2 was another one. And The Sims, that sort of idea that, oh man, those graphics were so good. It was like the best thing ever. Nothing could match it. And then, in reality, for the time, it was super, super good. But cut to a modern day game. Yeah, I know. It doesn't look as cool as, say, even SimCity 13, right? Even SimCity 13. We need more power again. We'll go in here, up our utilities again. We're gonna be maxing this place out soon. We'll bounce it up to 1,700 megawatts. Except, but hey, check it out. So, income versus expenses, we're doing really well. We are bringing in about $350 more or more simoleons per month than we are spending. That is always good. We can use some more commercial. Let's bring in some commercial real estate here, like so. Put in maybe some like that. I think that's enough room for a school by the mayor's house, or we'll see. We'll see if that works. Put in some more commercial. I'm going to take a look at our industrial out here. Out at the dead zone. Now take a look at that hellscape, okay? Does anything about that look good? Nope. Not one single thing. It is an industrial hellscape. I don't want to really expand the industrial area much too far outside of what we see right here. And I'll show you why. Let's pull up we have a whole bunch of maps. We have a whole bunch of data views for this game so we can kind of analyze where our city stands. We're going to look at air pollution. Check that out, right? So just with this band of industrial area, this is how bad the air pollution is. Now, luckily, it stops short of our town, right? So we are far enough removed that it stops short. If I add another band of industry through here, it's probably going to stretch on over. And the water pollution is also a problem. Water pollution is actually stretching even a little bit further than the air pollution. And so, like, if I put this water tower here, they're going to choke. They're going to die. So that's kind of an issue. Garbage so far is in line. Eventually, we will have to put garbage somewhere, some sort of garbage collection. Maybe like right in this area. Again, it's going to push our pollution closer to town. So we have to be careful with that. Here's our land values. Okay, so at the moment, this is pretty good. Land value here is not too bad. Downtown, land value is not very good. Naturally, this sucks. I mean, that land value is like, again, dead zone. And we can look at water. Water's doing great. Power's doing great. Traffic. You can see on this little map, traffic congestion, it's all low congestion. It'll stay like that, I think, for a little while. And eventually we'll have to look at maybe encouraging carpooling and maybe put in some buses and then train, subways, stuff like that. I actually tried once to make a city that only ran on subways. Did it work? No. It didn't really. I mean, Sims won't walk very far to get to places like from the subway. And so like just a little tiny bit of stuff kind of developed around the subway. Someday I might try it again. Since I've got this again, I might try it again. We'll see. Now, desirability, the interesting thing is all of my city is still really highly desirable as far as low wealth residential goes. High wealth residential, really just this area. High wealth commercial office, kind of the same area. Dirty industry loves any part of your town. They are happy to run it for you. Ag, like I said, you can build a farming town, right? You can build all farming, little farming village. That's okay in most areas of the city. This is manufacturing. They're okay pretty much anywhere. And then industry high tech. Industry high tech is a lot cleaner than, say, dirty industry, obviously. That's what you really want to try to aim for, but you need a lot of education and low crime and blah, 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 blah. All the stuff we don't have money for right now, but that is kind of what we want to aim for. So the point was air pollution. We cannot afford for our air pollution to get much further than it already is. It's already pretty far. So we're going to try not to extend our industry much further than what we have right here. Now we can go ahead and we can draw the road out further like this, and we'll throw in a little bit more industry out here. Let me go back to this view. There we go. Now, usually when I do extend industry out past this point, because they'll reach a point we probably have to, I'll just do like little 4x4 zones with a 4x4 empty space in between them to kind of diffuse that pollution, kind of deaden that effect. But we'll go back down here. We're going to turn this back on high speed and kind of see where we end up now. I'm going to zoom ahead here a little bit. Got some commercial going in, got some more residential going in. No water, no way. Now, I knew that'd probably be coming quickly. All we have, is one water tower. So we'll go through and we'll put another one back here. That will fix our problems for a little while. Since we have a little bit of money, we're a little bit flush with money, my thought is we go ahead and we put in a school and we put in another park. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab a commercial style park, I'm thinking, maybe. Should we try that? Let's not yet. You know what? Let's grab this garden and put it here in the middle of Let's put it here. And then maybe these two great areas will help influence this area. Bigger schools solution for overcrowding. We don't have overcrowding in the school just yet. Let's take a look here with our school. We've got student capacity of 500 people, monthly cost 400. Capacity of lots of people costs 2,000. So we could take our school, put it right there, like so. Now, one thing we can do to kind of manage our costs, kind of keep things under control, we're going to look here at our expenses. We'll look at the Health and Education Board, and we'll see how many students we actually have. Right now we have 0, right? Capacity is 125. We're going to increase that just for now. Kind of the midpoint, capacity of 255. We'll let this run for a little bit and see how many kids actually end up going to school there. The bus budget, we're going to set all the way up. The higher your bus budget is, the bigger that circle will be. So the more that will cover all of our residential area. So we'll hit accept, close that down, and let's see what we end up with now. Okay, so we've got some buildings going in. We're still got more income than we have expenses, so that's awesome. Now, we can accept the house of worship, right? I'm not a religious guy, but houses of worship do help boost property values. It does make the area, your Sims may like to have some place to do their devotions. So we're going to go ahead and accept that, and we're going to, I think we're going to place it over here, opposite the mayor's house. Again, just to impact more areas. We also have a graveyard is available. We're going to put it, I think, on this side here. I think we'll go ahead and put it there and see how that helps this particular area. It does provide open space, almost like a park. It's kind of nice to look out on tombstones, I guess, right? Good view from your apartment. So we got that in. Now, we're still doing great on income. I mean, things are not that bad. Looks like more people are moving in. Okay, while we're here, he says we need water. We need more water. We need more electricity. And we're going to check our school situation and see how that's going now that it's run for a little bit. How many kids are we doing? We're going to bring our funding up to here. Now, you see that white line with funding? That's fully funded. So if you move it past that point, you can kind of stretch the capacity of your power plant. Word of warning, stretching the capacity of the power plant, overrunning it, can lead to it exploding, right? It can lead to problems. So it can lead to it just blowing up. And then you don't have any power plant at all. Take a look here at our health and education, see what we're doing there. Capacity is 255 students. We have 241 students. We're going to go ahead and increase that a little bit right now since we're here. Make sure we keep enough desks for our students, and then we will kick that into gear, see how this changes for a little bit. Now, we need more industrial and more commercial zoning. I think instead of doing more commercial zoning, what I'd really like to do is put a park here in the middle of this commercial zone, and let's just see if maybe that makes it attractive enough that we can get higher density commercial to move in. Maybe we'll put that in there. Let's take a look. Let's see, what is our land value like? Not too bad. Now, again, the air pollution is just getting worse, right? Part of this is going to be because of traffic. Like you see along the road here, that's because of traffic. Oh boy. And then we have water pollution is also getting worse. So even just maintaining our industrial area back over here, I mean, we're making a pretty big mess. One thing we can do is we can go in and put in some city ordinances. So we could do stuff like the Automobile Emission Reduction Act, right? So if we look here, it says it's a program aimed at reducing the smog emissions from automobiles, lowers the air pollution in heavily congested cities. I wouldn't necessarily call this a heavily congested city, but maybe the game considers it so. See, because I mean, when you look here, you know, it's really not. It's like low congestion, but we're getting some pollution off of it. Pretty heavy, I think. Switch it back over to air pollution. I mean, look at that. That's falling right along that road. So it may not be worth paying to try to deal with that. We can also, though, pass an ordinance that, where is it here? There's something with industry like Clean Air. Clean Air Act. If we look at that, you know, it's establishes clean air standards on industry. So it reduces air pollution, but will have an impact on industrial demand. Okay, well, what should we do? Should we go ahead and try it? I say we try it. Our air pollution is kind of already out of control. Costs us $44 a month to do it, which I don't love, but yeah, we'll go ahead and do it and see if that helps a little bit. Because at the end of the day, if that pollution gets too close to the city, what's going to happen is our land values are just going to tank. They're going to tank anywhere that this pollution touches. So we're going to have to do something. We're going to have to do something as that creeps in towards our city. And it's horrible. It's bad. Okay, so part of it could be too, we're running the power plant at a more heavy amount, but I don't know. We'll see as we stretch out past the power plant. If that continues, don't know. Let's go back to our money here. Money-wise, we're at least still doing okay. We are bringing in more money than we're spending. Now, if we had to expand this city with that sort of income per month, we ain't getting nowhere. But for now, let's turn up our speed here. Let's see where this city goes real quick, if it's going to change much. We really need more commercial. We really need more commercial. And we're going to need more industrial, I'm afraid, to stimulate growth. I'm going to try not to do that, though. I'm going to try to go ahead, build a new commercial zone, and then start increasing residential around it. So we're going to build another block like this. We're going to start building another block like that. We're going to grab this type of road. We're going to bring it out. Whoops. Go down here a little bit. We're going to go, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 road zone, right? Now, better make that a little bit further. We're going to build a new avenue. So we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 avenue. And this will be where our new commercial district is going to go. Grab this here. Like that. So we'll go ahead and we'll put in some commercial, high density commercial development right along here. We also will want to go ahead and extend our water pipes. Like so. Okay, so there we go. Will that stimulate enough development to need some more residential? We'll see. No, oh shit, hold on. I sometimes forget. We can't forget power lines because either we can zone, or we might go ahead and zone. Let's zone real quick. We can either zone some, residential through here, which it doesn't really have to be much. We can just zone like this, right? That will connect power, because power runs across zone lines and roads, or we could have run, more power lines. But we'll go ahead and just zone that, and here we go. There we go. Now it's growing. Everything's pumping up now. Keep education well funded. That might be a hint that they want garbage, of course. They need room to expand. Blah, blah, blah. Let's skip all that. Basically, it was saying we need connections to our neighbors, which we already have. We can put in rail connections and airport connections as we get larger as a city. Also, you saw the guy pop up. They want a garbage dump now. They want to put their garbage someplace. We'll take a look at that here in a second. Now, the other thing I think, was it utilities that popped up and they were bitching about? Probably. Because, well, no, we've got enough capacity. Capacity is 2,900. In fact, we actually could lower that a little bit. Like that. Let's look at it. Was education. Let's look at education. But the capacity there is good as well. He could just be wanting us to put in a library or a museum or something, and we might do that coming up, but for right now, we're going to wait. We're not that far. We're only $200 plus each month in our income for our city, so we really do need to wait on that. We can, though, go ahead and maybe extend our commercial district a little bit further. Let's bring it down here, bring it down here. It would be great if I could get away with just building more commercial for jobs instead of more industrial for jobs. But so far, we're not needing any more residential. Now, one thing we can do is we can always put commercial here. We can even put commercial here, right? And make this one large commercial district. We can do that. And we could put maybe residential here and here to make up for what we're losing. But what we're going to do is we're going to let this run for a little bit, because what we have extra money each month. We have enough water, enough power, enough kids, enough desks. We seem to have enough of everything except for garbage. Garbage is a real problem. Let's take a look at garbage and see what we've got going here. Okay, so where we have a lot of garbage is over here in this industrial area by the power plant and then downtown. So our downtown area, we got garbage, right in this area here. That doesn't seem like too big of a problem to me so far. It kind of is, but not really. Air pollution has not changed. Water pollution, though, is like slowly inching. So gross. Okay, so what we're going to do, though, is we're going to go down and we're going to look at my sim. We're going to find me a sim, right? We're going to find us a sim. We're going to put our sim maybe here in the nice house, right? Let's grab our sim. Let's put him in the nice house. Now, to do that, we go here to My Sim Mode. My Sim Mode. We're going to look at the sim here. Now, it's got some pre-mades. Again, this follows a lot along the lines of The Sims, the very first Sims game. This came out in 2003, this SimCity. The Sims came out in 2000 to great fanfare, super big game, the biggest game of all time at that time, highest selling game of all time. And so they wanted you to be able to take a sim and put them into the town, right? So I'm going to grab this guy, okay? He is a tad bit too much. Perfect. You can change his name, though. And what we're going to do is we're going to change his name to Jason Sterling. Now, I wish I could put him in the mayor's residence because, I am the mayor, but we can't. But we can change his star sign. We'll change him to Leo. And is that all we can do here? Let me see here. We can do that. Kind of change those things around maybe. What's his star sign? I'm not sure what all this is. What is all this stuff? Don't know. So we've got maybe, what is that? I don't know. That's A to Z. That's probably going to put them in alphabetical order. That puts them in maybe order of astrological sign, maybe. And then that maybe puts them like all the women at the top, followed by all the guys. Yeah, that's probably what that is. So we're going to move my sim in. I don't guess there's anything else we can change. I was thinking that we could change a few other things. Maybe we can once we move them in. I don't know. We're going to move my sim, though. Move in my sim, and we're going to put him here in that nice house, right? Education is medium, health is poor. We could use a clinic in this town, by the way. That might be the next thing that we put into place. For now, though, we're going to move my sim. There he is. He's at his job. He's headed home. You can see here, these are kind of messages from him, you know. He says his commute is like a Sunday drive, so he doesn't mind. Not a lot of traffic to deal with. He's plenty happy with it. Now, where's he going? He's kind of moving around. I don't know where he's going. Oh, there he is. He's at his house. Okay, so he has new digs. He has a new home. Now, we can also go here. This is kind of his, what does this say? Oh, evict him. So we can move him out. It gives us an idea of, this is where he works, the power plant. His education is 109 on a scale of I don't know. His health is poor. His wealth is huge. Of course it is. He lives in the stone mansion. And he is the CEO of the power plant. And he is 33 years of age. So we also can go here. Now we can have him go visit different areas, right? So we're going to have him come over here and maybe, can he visit the mayor's house? We're going to see if he can visit the mayor's house. So you can see he's right there. He gets in his car. That's his car, right? See where he's going. Here he comes. He's going to come down here to the mayor's house. He's the CEO of the power plant, so he and the mayor are like this. Okay, they're like this. They're best friends. And then he's at the mayor's house, so it did kind of work. Now, we can look and see maybe what he thought along the way. He says, good to have gas close by. Okay, yeah, that's true. He does. I guess so. He works for the natural gas plant. So I'm going to, maybe he means that it's close to work. Maybe he means that it's close to work. So we can do that with all sorts of different places. Like we can send him all over the place. Any place you can reach by car, we can send him to. Now, speaking of car, we can change his car. Okay, so we can change his car. There's a ton of different cars here. Let's look at high wealth cars. Because he is super wealthy, right? So we're going to look at like maybe it's hot green car. That's his new car. And then you can kind of give him a pedestrian style. So I guess you can have him carried in a litter, right? You can have him carried around like in one of those little houses on rods, kind of like the huts do, right? So we could do that. We've got maybe, what is that, a motor scooter? He's got a skateboard, a bicycle, a rickshaw. So a lot of different things here. Or he can walk. He currently walks. And there's a whole bunch. Is that right? Or is there just this one page? I guess there's just this one page. There could be 6 pages, but there's only one page. I think because he's so rich, we're going to have him carried. We'll have him carried around town in a rickshaw. Let's see if he has anything to say yet about that. No, nothing yet. We can change their house. We can change their job. And we can drive their car. Okay, so that's his car. Now, how does it work? We got car controls, faster, slower, left, right, and honk horn. There we go. Snap to roads. Oh, maybe snap to road means it'll stay on the road. Must mean that. I think it means that. Okay, so we're going to hold that one for sure. Well, let's try it without. So here he goes. He's in a sports car. Tear it up. Tear it up, boy. Out of my way. I'm the CEO of the natural gas plant. I own this town. There's where he works. I said, whoa, shit. So, he's there. He's going by where he works. He's already killed a couple of people. Move. Uh-oh. How am I going to get back? Let me see here. Can I go back this way? I can go back this way. And then we're going to have him turn like left. There we go. And we'll have him. The thing is, people drive too slow. He moves fast, okay? Whoops. I'm going to run him off the road. Oh, and I think we're on the wrong side of the road. Maybe I better move over here. There we go. Oh, look, that one car did stop. He knows who he's dealing with. He's like, oh my God, that's a fucking CEO of the power plant. Is he drunk? Is he drunk again? Oh my God, that guy. If it wasn't for the fact that he provides power to the whole city, he'd already be arrested. Okay, we'll go down this way. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're going to cut through here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Don't worry, I got insurance. Oh, shit. What did I do? We're just going to drive through the grass is what we're going to do. Move. Out my way. Maybe I better hold down lock to road until we get home. Where is this? Where is this home? I don't even know how to get home from here. Well, like I said, he is kind of drunk. So if he... Oh, man, did I break my car? Did I break my car? I think I broke my car. Did I break it? Shit. There we go. I do think I broke it. It was kind of like... I mean, see how it's putting out all that steam? That cannot be good. A normal car does not put out steam like that. A normal car does... Because it's not a steam-powered car. It's not the new Tesla or something. It's a regular... Okay, there's our house. There's our house. How do we get there? Let me see here. Let's back up. Let's back up. Now, I think we could go down to the end of the street and kind of... Whoops. Nope. Back up. There we go. Come on, back up. There you go. This is his first day driving. He doesn't even have a license yet, you guys. There we go. Yeah, there we go. And we made it home, safe and sound. Safe and sound, everybody. Where the hell am I? He's got like a red plumb bob. That can't be good. I'm wondering how bad his health is. It's a good thing we don't have a police. We do not have a police station in this town. That's probably a really good thing. Because otherwise, I think he would be under arrest. Oh, and we're out of the car. So, okay. Okay, that's how that went. Jason Sterling says the city has spirit. It does indeed. It's got even more spirits now since you killed all those people, Jason, driving over the sidewalk, driving like a maniac through town because you think you're God and you own the town because you do. The lesson of the Sims. Okay, so car still looks okay. Let's have him carried someplace because I do want to see. I want to see what it's like to have my Sim, king of the world, kind of, be carried someplace. Let's see here. How do I get there? I don't even remember how I get around. Let me see. Is it this? No. How did I get him? He's at work, thinking about food. But how did I do that? Oh, here we go. It's this, isn't it? So we're going to send him. He's thinking about food. There's a little pizza place here. Let's send him to the pizza place. And where is he? I wonder. There he is. But I think he's driving. I didn't really want him to drive. I wanted him to, especially since he doesn't know how to drive, right? Especially since people die when he drives. That's why he needs to be carried around in a litter everywhere, is because people die when he drives. So I guess we'll wait here and let him drive over. Maybe he's getting better. We're going to zoom right into it. Where is he? Where'd he go? I guess he's there. He's there already. So I really wanted to see him kind of, there we go. Will he... That's him right there. So maybe if I tell him to walk over here. How will that work? I don't know. Let's have him go to the... Well, let's have him go there. Let's see if he'll walk to there. I don't see anybody. No, he's still driving. What the hell am I paying people to carry me around for on a litter if you're going to drive everywhere? Jason. Okay, so will he walk to here? Please walk. I know you're hungry, but you're going to have to... there we go. There we go. See, you walked. That was pretty cool. I like that. I like that. And he is exactly how I kind of imagine CEOs of power companies and pretty much CEOs of any company. They get carried around on a litter. They drive their sports cars like crazy maniacs through town. They run people over with impunity. And they just own the world, right? They just own the world. They're king of the world. Let's take a look here and see what we've got. Now, we need more industry. And that's it. And we're doing pretty well on our budget, though. Almost $300 more per month than we actually need. I'm going to go ahead and put in a little more industry back here because I'm a fool and I want to choke the people of this town out with smog, obviously. Let's see what our water situation back here is like. Ooh, not good. Bring that down here. I probably could use a high school at some point and, like I said, a clinic. Let's look at a clinic. I think we have enough money to do a clinic real quick. Let's see here. Now we have a hospital, super big capacity, super big cost. Let's do the clinic here. Now I really need this clinic to try to cover as much of the residential areas as possible. So I'm going to put it here on the edge of our downtown near this residential district. And we're going to look real quick. Let's pump that up a bit there. Okay, so yeah. Give me a second. Slow that down. We're going to go in here. Let's pause it. We're going to need to adjust how much money they're getting at our clinic. We also need to fix that. I'm going to go in real quick and fix that. I'm going to de-zone that. Come back in here. Grab some beautiful high density residential. Put that in there. And health and education. Health. Now, the capacity is 125. We have approximately 500 patients at our clinic. So we are going to have to bring this up just a little bit, you guys. Just a little bit, even maybe more than a little bit. Maybe even more than that. There we go. We're going to bring it up to 505 patients. That's a lot of patients. But oh well, that's what we get. We do still have $37 more per month than we need. So that's not too bad. It's not too bad. I wish we had enough to fill in some more parks, but at the moment, not too bad. Let's see here. We still don't need a lot more residential. We do need more commercial. So what I'm going to do is fill in some commercial right here by the graveyard. Like so. Okay, so it says, everywhere I turn, I run into citizens who love you. Of course they do. And walk tall. So yeah, people totally love me. And we need a male statue here for $3,700. Definitely we want that. Where do we want to put it? I don't know. I'm so flattered. Let's go ahead and put it. Let's close that. I got my thing here. There we go. We're gonna put it right there on the corner. Everybody's gonna be so happy to live near statue of me. So we've got my statue there. Let me slow this down just a little bit. Take a look at what we have. Eventually, I do think we'll convert all of this to commercial. I'm afraid we're going to have to. I think we're going to have to. Let's see. They want more industry, more commercial. So let's go ahead and put in some additional commercial right here. By the new statue of me. Let's just make this whole area kind of commercial. Like that. And then we might put some plazas back here to fill that space in. I don't know if I put commercial back here, if it'll develop. I feel like it might. Let me see. No, I don't. I don't think so. So we're going to leave that alone. We could put in a few plazas maybe. What other? We're going to need a police station. I'll tell you what. Let's take a look at some of our maps and our charts real quick. Let's pause this. We'll go here to our first. Oh shit! God damn! Look at that water pollution. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's our air pollution. Again, these major arteries carrying a lot of traffic, a lot of pollution. Land value is pretty good. This area is still a little rough. Don't know why, but it should start getting better. Garbage maybe is the problem. Yeah, garbage might be the problem there. We're going to need to do garbage. Before we do the police, we're going to need to do garbage. Okay, so, Lord. All right, let's, I know I'm going to regret this, but I might regret it more if I don't do it. We really need some garbage pickup. I mean, look at that. That's indicative of garbage, you guys. That's like they're just throwing it in the streets. They're like, well, the mayor don't care. The mayor don't care. Why should I care? I'm going to just throw my garbage in the street. Mayor don't care. We're going to zone this whole area right here by the power plant as garbage pickup. Right. Let's see how quick it fills up. Watch this, because it'll probably like, see that? Look at that. That's how much garbage was laying around the city. It's going to be full in no time. It seriously is. Look at that. Look how full it is. Okay, so we need to check our water situation. Now, eventually, you can see here, this produces a ton of water. It's $3.50 per month. These are $50 per month. So once we hit 7 of these, we can basically bulldoze them and put in a higher capacity water. Because for the same cost, we're going to get like a ton more water. But for now, we'll leave it with this sort of setup. Now, since we have garbage pickup, did our land values go up at all? Let's see. Yeah, they did. So that was part of the problem. This area here that was kind of red, kind of reddish in our commercial zone, it was just garbage. Now this is bad news. This is going to be really troublesome. That's probably going to have to do with air pollution, water pollution. At least not garbage. I really don't know what to do with this. We could go ahead and enact the automobile emission standards. I put in the Clean Air Act. This is what the Clean Air Act did, you guys. This is what the Clean Air Act did. Does it look like industry cares? Does it look like they even did what I told them to do? No, it doesn't. If you're thinking, no, Jason, it really doesn't look like they did what you told them to do, well, you're right. But our expenses right now are really high. So let me take a look at this. What's so high here? Utilities, sanitation. Sanitation is like really high. I'm going to bring that down just a little bit. Like so. Power. We need to increase power funding a little bit. Yeah. Accept. So we're spending a little bit more than we're making at the moment. Let's think about this for a minute. I think I will go through real quick. Since we're spending too much damn money anyway, let's just go ahead and spend some more. I'm going to go ahead and put in the Automobile Emission Reduction Act and hope that that clears up some of this smog around here. Now let's put it on fast mode again for a little bit, see if we get any changes. See if anything kind of changes around. I'm not seeing much. Oh, but there's some. Yeah, there's some. There's some things kind of popping up here and there. Let's see what we get. We probably should check the school and the clinic. Our income has gone up. So let's go ahead and we'll check the school and the clinic real quick and see how our numbers are doing there. Now, right now the capacity is 241, it's 329, and they only have 241, so that's fine. Health capacity is 505, and we have 577 patients. That's not good. We're just going to have to roll with it for now and hope it gets better. All we could do would be to build another clinic, which we could build another clinic down here. But I really want to wait because it's going to cost a lot of money. Now, industry needs room to expand. Of course they do. Industry always needs room to expand. And then they turn the city into like a red dead zone. Let's go ahead and we'll run this road out here. Give ourselves another transportation link. Maybe that'll take some of the pressure off these roads and bring the congestion down, bring the pollution down. We'll throw in a little more heavy industry back here, which they gobbled up right off the bat. Don't expect industry to wait. They are not holding back. Okay, so water looks good. We still need more commercial. We still need more industry. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw in some more residential and just see if we can kind of force that to build. We'll throw in some heavy duty residential here. Also, maybe we can bring in more money with existing infrastructure, right? And in fact, you know what I think I'm going to do? Let's go ahead and we'll put in these zones here, right? Like so. I'm going to slow this down. We'll put in some zones for residential. And then I'm going to go through, let's pause it in fact, and bulldoze all of this residential because we're going to rezone all that as commercial. That way, again, we can use our existing infrastructure without paying to build more infrastructure. So we'll put that in there. And throw in like medium residential, high density residential. Like that. Now let's see what happens. We'll turn this back on. Here we go. Zip, zip, zip. Got kind of a farmer's market or maybe a flea market here. That's kind of cute. I kind of like that. Nice office building over here. Very cool. Wow, that changed fast into something better. So we've got some stuff coming along. I really want to put in another park before we go too much further. Industry going to have to wait for room to expand. I think I'm going to throw in another park real quick. Let's see here. Let's put in that sort of park. Gotta move my coffee cup real quick. Let's see here. Almost knocked it over. Let's see, what have we got going on? Okay, so zone for office development. I just did. All they have to do is move in and do something with it. Now, these guys are saying they don't have any jobs. So, Let's go out here and take a look at this God blessed area, this disaster zone of industrial hellscape. Go like that. And I guess we'll put in another small industrial zone. You know, the thing is probably like this, fire department doesn't even reach out here. We need another water tank. There we go. Now, everything is going pretty well. I think the city's coming along well. Again, we've got more money than we need at the moment. We've jumped up again. Everything seems to be pretty good. The only thing that I would say is maybe, like I said, we might need another clinic. Let me take a look at health and education. Yeah, we really could use another clinic. First things first. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and finish this commercial zone. Go down here. We have 6 spaces in place, 7, 8, 9. Road zone. Bring it across here. Like that. We'll go ahead and throw in a ton of new high density commercial development. Like so. And then we're going to go ahead and put in another clinic. Maybe there would be a good spot. Maybe more like here would be a good spot. It's kind of a tough decision. I'm going to put it there. It overlaps a little bit, but then this future development hopefully will fall within its circle. Hope. Now, one thing we can do is we go ahead and we can start demolishing parts of this residential area, turning it into commercial. Maybe connect these 2 commercial zones. We're going to go ahead and try that. Let's pause the game here. We will grab medium density development. And we're going to try something like this time. Let's give it a shot. Like that. Let's grab our water pipes. Do. Okay, that'll give us some more commercial there, and this should give us plenty of new residential to take over for what we just demolished. We are running a little bit high on our expenses. I'm going to take a look here at health and education. Probably health is running more than we actually need. Yeah, so like this particular place could be brought down quite a bit. Bring it down closer to 225. Patient-wise, education. Education could come way down. There's only 89 students. Wonder why it's so low. We might have to put a new school in. School or a library or something like that. So, okay, there we go. Now, let's see here. Let's see what do we got going. Are we ready to roll? We're ready to roll. So everything's filling in nicely. We still need more commercial development, it says, and more, well, a little bit more residential maybe. Let's go look at that and see what we can do. That. Now we are losing a couple of buildings. We got a couple of derelict buildings around here. That's never a good sign. It probably has to do with jobs. Yeah, I know. So let's go in and let's clear out this section of residential, turn it into commercial. Can I just dezone it? Yes, good. That makes it easier. And in fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just take this whole area and dezone the whole area. Because if I'm losing like housing anyway, I've got too much housing. If I'm losing housing to the fact that Sims can't find jobs, then I've got too much housing anyway. So let's go ahead and let these areas kind of build up a little bit more. Now he says he needs residential. Okay, well, go in there. Take care of some of those derelict buildings standing around, useless. We'll put in a little bit of high density along here. Traffic jam. Okay, so this street. Let's take a look and see where we are. That really doesn't look that bad. Does not look like a traffic jam to me. I wonder if they must mean this here maybe. Okay, I know what we can do. Let's go through and we'll just change that to a full-fledged road. Like so. See if that helps it. We're making quite a bit more money now. Actually, $500 more per month than we're spending. Hooray, that is good. I think in that case, we could go ahead and put in another park zone, another place for Sims to hang out and enjoy themselves. And I think what we'll do is put another plaza park in, kind of right here in our commercial district. And that, this is about it. I mean, this is pretty much the game. You're going to tinker with your ordinances. You're going to tinker. Maybe you can do some neighbor deals eventually, stuff like that. And you just continue building the city out. Now, this is a huge map, right? So, like, I've got a lot of room to expand my city on this big, flat, Great Plains, Midwestern type of map. And that's pretty much it. That is the game. Now, I will say right off the bat, I'm actually having a lot of fun playing this. Like I said, I haven't played it in a long time. I actually find it to be actually pretty fun. The graphics are not They're not 2023 graphics, naturally. They're not. But I think they are not bad. I think that it reminds me a little bit of a mobile game you might play on your phone or something, graphics wise, sort of. And it's got a great feel to it. You can do stuff like this. You can switch your map around, right? And look at it from different angles as well. Now, I tend to default and keep it on this view, but you can do that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, continue playing this maybe for a little bit. I got to take a break for a little bit. I've got some stuff I have to take care of. And when I come back streaming later today, will be the Sims 4, not SimCity 4, the Sims 4. I'll be doing that. But as you can see, this is not a bad game. This is actually pretty good. 20 years on, I think it's still a very positive, very, very good game. Now, I would ask, of course, like always, please hit like, subscribe, and notify. We may check out this city again later. I might play it offline, let it get really big for a while and see what it looks like when we come back. And join me later, of course, for The Sims 4. We're still working on Barbie's Pied-à-Terre, which is the sort of Maxis build challenge. I call it Barbie's Pied-à-Terre. It's Maxis's build challenge on the Sims 4 Discord channel, where you kind of remodel the structures from like the trailers, some of the housings from the trailers for the new 4 rent pack. I'm working on that. Going to be finished with that today. And so, yeah, please hit like, subscribe, and notify. And in the meantime, as always, thanks for watching.